Post-nut clarity of statistical traps and emotional connections. Chapter 3. Nanjay classic manga. Threw some more wood on the latest internet flame war. Muko Ben. So you're willing to listen to this useless bait just to kill time? What are you degenerates even doing up at this hour? I bet you're lying in bed, dropping your phones on your faces, scrolling through Madam's sites, hiding in the company toilet to escape reality. Or just listening to this brain dead with one earbud in, right? I see right through you, lads. You're just a bunch of goobers with too much free time, fully embracing the moratorium of your lives. Me? Wiyaji. Original poster is just doing the usual. Just finished rereading a certified Nanjay classic manga. Threw some more wood on the latest internet flame war. And now gotta entertain you guys. So today I'm gonna talk about the brutal reality of how we're all just absolute pushovers controlled by our emotions. If I had to make a thread title, it'd be Bad News, we don't give a shit about numbers, but we'll instantly simp for one pitiful person. In short, today we're diving into the Identifiable Victim Effect. Before we get to the meat of it, let me break down the structure real quick. This is gonna be on the test, so listen up. Chapter 1. The one person who somehow makes us cry versus the tens of thousands who are just a statistic. Chapter 2. The post-nut clarity of statistical traps and emotional connections. Chapter 3. How the hell are we supposed to deal with our brain-dead minds? We're going with these three. Alright, let's get right into it. Chapter 1. The one person who somehow makes us cry versus the tens of thousands who are just a statistic. I know some of you degenerates feel called out already. When you drop some loose change in a convenience store donation box, or when you open a crowdfunding page, do you ever actually care about the total financial damage or the exact data on how many people will be saved behind the scenes? Hell no, you don't. Why is that? For example, imagine you see some pretty newscaster on TV looking all serious, saying a massive disaster happened in some faraway country, tens of thousands of victims, and the economic damage is immeasurable. What's your reaction to that? You're just like, oh, tens of thousands. That sucks. Sorry, but it's got nothing to do with me, without even stopping slurping your cup ramen. If anything, you're way more invested in the late-night ain't in my voice actor drama happening on the other channel. But even cold-blooded bastards like you guys will do a complete flip-flop when you're mindlessly scrolling social media at 2 a.m. and a certain video pops up on your timeline. The moment you see a heartbreaking video of one little girl in muddy clothes breaking down crying because she lost her family, or a picture of a single puppy shivering in the rubble waiting for its owner. Nani? Oh my god. That's so sad. I can't stop crying. Please, somebody help them. Take all my money. And just like that, you smash that donate button in a split second. Yikes. That's proof your brain is completely glitching out. I bet some of you are blushing right now thinking, wait, that's literally me. Laughing my ass off, he's seething. Think about it calmly. The overwhelming scale of tens of thousands of victims doesn't move your heart a single millimeter, but for just one person or one animal with a face and a name, you loosen your purse strings by pure reflex without even using your brain. Don't you think that's insanely inefficient and, in a way, pretty cruel? But don't worry, it ain't just you. The human brain is hardwired that way from the start. Moving on. Chapter 2. The post-nut clarity of statistical traps and emotional connection. Here's the most important part. Why can't we make rational decisions? In the world of psychology and behavioral economics, this phenomenon is called the Identifiable Victim Effect. It's a concept proposed by a scholar chad named Schelling back in 1968. Some authoritative old guy said it, so it's gotta be legit, right? Look, to define it at a level even a middle schooler could understand. Humans feel a massive amount of sympathy and a strong urge to help a single victim they can identify, meaning they know their face, name, or background. But on the flip side, when it comes to statistical numbers or an abstract group of victims, our emotional response instantly goes stone cold, and we become completely apathetic. It's an absolutely cursed spell. Logically speaking, saving 10,000 people has a much bigger benefit to society as a whole than saving just one person. Huh? I know what you guys are gonna say. No way, original poster. I properly consider cost effectiveness and fairness and think about where my support would make me an absolute unit, right? Press X to doubt. Okay? Contrarian goobers like you are the biggest pushovers. Humans just ain't that smart. The trick is simple. For humans to feel empathy towards someone, we need an emotional connection and specificity with the target. Numbers are just symbols. Even if you tell us 10,000 people, our brains can't imagine 10,000 faces all at once. That's why our emotions don't boot up. If I were to compare it to baseball, it's like going contrarian on sabermetrics. Even if there's a top-tier foreign import player contributing to the team with insanely high WAR and ops, instead of cheering for that block of numbers, we end up coping and rooting for that mysterious, gutsy player hitting a that gets covered in mud diving headfirst every day, just because we know his face. It's the exact same thing. Numbers don't lie, but humans can't love numbers. The second you're shown specific personal info, for example, a story about how this donation will allow Marie at the orphanage to go to school tomorrow, the emotional response in your brain explodes, and you're like, oh my God, Marie, I'll be your papa and provide for you. Shit like that. Corporations out there are fully aware of how easily manipulated we are, and they use it in their marketing, in CSR campaigns. Instead of some naive, rosy poster saying, we're donating to 1,000 children around the world, slapping up a handwritten message from a single little girl facing hardship locally makes the collected funds skyrocket by several times. There's a brutal reason why the PR folks running donation drives read a letter from a single child instead of announcing accurate data like total financial damages. Our brains are seriously just flawed machines. We know in our heads we need to separate facts from feelings, but the second we face a single person's story, all logic gets blown away. Clueless, brain-dead degenerates who don't know this are just gonna get exploited. Just a heads up. And finally, Chapter 3. How the hell are we supposed to deal with our brain-dead minds? Listening up to this point, you might be thinking, so original poster, should we just live cold-blooded lives based entirely on logic and statistical data without letting our emotions sway us? Thinking in 0 or 100 is brain-dead, bro. To take it to the extreme, it's like the Dokagi Kizetsu Byu, that extreme binge eating till you pass out club. Humans are the type to ignore statistical data about their own healthy lifespan and lose to the temptation of a mountain of abur mashi mashi at Raymond Jiro right in front of you. I told you to listen without getting emotional, but we ain't robots. As for a workaround, you just gotta put in the effort to separate your emotions from your logic. When you're making decisions about aiding or supporting something, instead of impulsively smashing that button, clearly establish your own standards beforehand. Write down rules for yourself, like how much you're willing to spend a month, and what kind of cost-effectiveness or fairness criteria you'll base your support on. It's also crucial to avoid abstracting the group. Use your imagination to remember that behind that massive block of statistical data, there are tens of thousands of individual stories, and maintain your awareness of the whole picture. To put it simply, build a habit of stopping to think for a second before you act on pure instinct. But whatever, I'll give you the conclusion. We're just creatures driven by our emotions anyway. Even if we calmly analyze our own brain-dead flaws with post-nut clarity, tomorrow you'll just be watching some poor cat video on social media going, oh my God, too cute, and throwing your money at it. So, ain't it best to just enjoy being a pushover, as long as it's within a range you won't regret? We're all bottom feeders anyway. If we can empathize with a story where we see someone's face and lend even a little bit of a helping hand, that's fine in its own way. There are people out there living lives like complete shit-tier threads, so compared to them, we're still doing all right. Just make sure you stay self-aware that your emotions are being manipulated right in that moment. Speaking of which, the reason you degenerates are listening to my trash talk is probably because, at the end of the day, you feel some tiny bit of identifiable connection to the existence of me. Just one single old dude, right? It's not just some random voice data in the sea of the internet. It's original poster, who's always here slacking off and talking in Muko Bend. so you're willing to listen to this useless bait just to kill time, right? Am I wrong? Makes sense, doesn't it? If so, let those pushover emotions run wild and smash that subscribe and like button for me, lads. You've got too much free time anyway, so keep sticking around as my personal toys. Alright, I've said everything I wanted to say for today. Next time, I'm gonna explain SWOT analysis. It's that self-analysis thing to find your strengths and weaknesses. I know you guys' lives are probably made entirely of weaknesses and threats. But whatever, look forward to it. Well, I've got to get up early tomorrow, so I'm going to sleep. Dismissed.